some good news for you. We've been analysing the pace compared to our rivals, and it looks like we'll be very competitive. Keep up the good work.
Good morning, welcome to the Red Bull Ring. Let's join the action trackside as the cars are about to appear for today's practice session. Now then, Anthony Davidson, there's been a lot of talk over the last few weeks about track limits. How much is too much when you're cutting corners and running wide? What are your thoughts on this? And do you think we'll be seeing drivers pushing those limits this weekend?
Well, I'd be disappointed if we didn't, frankly. If race control want to clamp down on drivers wandering off the track, then it's up to them to police it. As a driver, you're being paid to get your car around the circuit as quickly as possible, don't forget. So if you're not pushing those limits, if you're ignoring the advantageous line, then you're not doing your job properly. Now, I agree that, we have these white lines there for a reason, and we do want to see those limits enforced, but for me, it's not a driver's responsibility to do that.
As expected. Right, we're managing the pace well, and that last lap was easier on the tyres than we anticipated. Okay, we're happy with the pace, and you were especially good to the tyres that lap. Is good, and tyre wear was okay on the last lap. Practice program over. That's all we need for now. Return to the garage pronto. Nice and early for each corner. Focus on hitting the apex first. Build up speed later. Good work. You seem to have a solid handle on the lap. Let's try and perfect each turn. Remember that chaining good corners together will give you a consistency bonus. That's fantastic. You obviously have a really good understanding of this circuit. Program complete. Good work. Head on back to the garage and we'll start going over the data. Conditions to remain dry for a while. We will update you if the outlook changes.
that we've had the team's expectations through for the upcoming qualifying session.
Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon where qualifying is about to start here in Austria. So sit back and enjoy the afternoon session. When it comes to getting lap time out of this circuit, it's traditionally been about maximising top speed. Do you simply remove as much downforce as possible, hang on into the corners and max out down the straights?
The teams will have arrived with all manner of parts designed to capitalise on the long straights. The cars will be that much harder to drive in the corners, but everyone will be in the same boat.
Another driver is faster behind you. Let him through or pick up the pace.
Hi, it's Emma here. Just wanted to let you know what the team are hoping for in the race.
Austria, traditional home of many great things. Apple strudel, Mozart, Niki Lauda, oh, and of course, one of the finest high-speed racetracks on the planet. We're right in the thick of the season now, and the championship battle is hotting up. But if there's any race that stands to rip up the form book, it's this one. The Red Bull Ring then, 700 metres above sea level. This tough circuit may only have 9 corners, but they're fast and they're bumpy. It's a true test for any racing driver. We have 2 DRS zones, and watch out for overtakes into turn 2 as the uphill entry helps those trying to be the last of the late breakers steam up the inside. I'm joined again today by none other than Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, obviously there's a lot of development work that goes on with these cars between the races. You've been both a test driver and a race driver. What differences are there in the way you approach those roles?
Interesting question, Crofty. They're 2 very different mindsets. I mean, when I tested for BAR, we had full in-season testing where, per driver, you'd cover up to 15,000 kilometres per season. And in that role, it was more about working for the team, trying to help them improve the car and drive as systematically as you could, so that that data could be analysed in the most consistent way. When you're lining up on the grid for a race, however, your frame of mind's all about what you can get out of the situation on that day. And the car's the tool to help you achieve what you want. You still want to focus on setup, of course, but it's more about the here and now, getting yourself as far up the field as possible, and less about development work for the future.
You've done well to put it on pole, but we've still got work to do. Trying to cover the inside line off the start.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. It's Renault in pole position then, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Raikkonen, Pascal Wehrlein, and Bottas, Perez, Massa, Vettel, and Fernando Alonso, Haryanto, Hülkenberg, Jenson Button, and Sainz, Rosberg, Kvyat, Romain Grosjean, and Esteban Gutierrez, Ericsson, and Nasser, Jolyon Palmer, and Daniel Ricciardo rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
You got the feeling.
Everything looks good on the power unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature. The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights. those out in front. Virtual safety car, reduce speed immediately and keep a positive delta. Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until the green flag. VSC ending. Wait for green. Okay, even though we're seeing cars struggle in these conditions, if we pit for inters now, we're going to be too slow and we'll burn them out. Make the best of it for the time being. Have now disabled DRS. DRS is now disabled. Position, front to the back. The gap behind us is 34.0 seconds. They're on fresh inters. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 18 laps to go. Sorry, we can't provide you with that information right now. to teammate is... Okay, copy that. Release, release. Julian is in the pits. This is your final lap of the race.
Nice work, good job, real solid race there, great stuff.